Hello again, and welcome to another exciting episode with the Land Rover, who my wife has decided to name Bess. So I think we're probably going to go with that, even though I did have a Land Rover years and years and years ago called Bessie. But so welcome to Bess, and you can see we've got the wheel off. Uh, we've got the other wheel off, so we've got her up on axle stands. We've just been having a bit of a look, just kind of familiarizing myself really, rather than making any kind of progress. So you can see those red areas there that a previous garage has very helpfully painted, highlighting the rust on the chassis that's actually gone through. It's a bit more actually than I thought. What a surprise. There's always more rust, never less, is there? And I should know that better than anyone. Um, anyway, I'm trying to keep on the positives. Um, the brake isn't seized. I'm not sure I can move it with one hand. Yeah, I can. Look at that. Whoa, look at that. I managed to grease these two track rod ends, actually pump grease into them. That's a little win. However, coming back down here, I have discovered this part of the chassis. There's a hole there where my fingers just disappeared, which is a real bummer, because I certainly can't weld that in situ, so the rear body tub's going to have to come off, which is something I didn't want to do. I think I've been a little bit naive with this one. I've just had Land Rover blindness I've been looking for ages, and I thought this one fitted the bill. It's got a little bit more to do. Of course it has. How stupid of me. And there's some weird things. I mean, like for example, we've got two different lengths of studs on this back hub. We've got this one, and then we got this stubby one. So when the wheel nuts were on, you know, the stud doesn't go the full length of the nut, which when I looked at it, I thought, oh, we're in for trouble here. I reckon that has kind of slipped inside of the drum, or slipped inside of the hub, and it's going to spin when I undid it. But it didn't spin. It's absolutely fine, so there's no trouble getting the wheel off, which I thought there might have been. But that's just kind of weird, isn't it? This Landy, it certainly has not been loved for a long time. That rear prop, unfortunately, has got play in the UJ. It's got play in the sliding joint. The front UJ is okay, but I can't at the moment manage to grease. You can just see that grease nipple on the front UJ if the camera stops going out of focus, which it's not going to. Yeah, I can't. The grease gun won't get in there in between the two yoke flanges, so I do have an extended grease nipple that I made up for my MGB prop shaft actually. So we will probably do that. But yeah, playing the sliding joint in that prop is not cool. There's no way I can fix that. I mean, yeah, there's playing a UJ. I could fit a UJ. As you can see, more red paint. I mean, stuff like that is relatively straightforward, but as I say, that bit by that rear shock absorber is not straightforward. Well, it'd be straightforward when the rear body tub's out of the way. And little annoying things like these lights. You can see this gap on the rubber. That's a drain. So some numpty has fitted these upside down. It's just like, what have you done? Same here. Also, that registration number, somebody is suggesting on the internet that is being re-registered as well. Also takes a bit of the shine off it as well, not being the original reg. There you go. We still got to look at the positives. There's another bit welding in there, and I want to take these springs off, not to replace them, because it actually sits beautifully, although they are worn. I mean, they're not, you know, they're not new, obviously. They are worn springs, but I was going to revive them by cleaning, painting them, and more importantly, oiling them, because the car actually sits really well, so I see no reason to change those springs, especially as I've heard lots of bad reports on new springs available. So I really don't want to do that. Whether or not the shackle bush is gonna seize the nut and bolt into the bush, I think it probably will be. So they're gonna be a mission to get off, I bet. So yeah, we are doing bits, but we're not really making. We're just familiarizing ourselves with everything that he's doing, I guess. Before I kind of throw myself in at the deep end and start on major work. I've actually got to think about getting the Landy in my garage, and we measured the Landy and it was something like 76 inches thereabout to the top of the roof, and my garage door was 77. So we hope we measured that correctly, and we hope it's going to go in. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take the roof off, and yeah, the roof's going to have to come off first before it will fit through the door. And obviously my MG is going to have to live somewhere else for the time being, whilst I'm doing the chassis work, which will probably be get stuck into that in the winter, or maybe sooner, I don't know. So there you go. Anyway, yeah, familiarization with the old girl. And I'd just like to say as well, thank you so much for all the new subscribers. It's blown my mind, actually, since I put the Land Rover vids out. I've got a whole bunch of new subscribers, so that's absolutely great. And I love it when you drop a comment as well. It's brilliant. And yeah, I'll obviously answer all the comments. So thank you very much to everybody who's subscribed to me, and I'll see you next time with the next exciting video. Thanks very much. Bye bye.